Hey, today we're going to talk about how to put two bodies of clay back together so you can use all your clay and work with what you have, even if it's separated into multiple pieces, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So you can take your scrap and if I were to just smack these back together, they're still going to come apart. And I could have seams, I could have air bubbles caught in between, which will cause problems when it goes into the kiln. So I want to show you how you can wedge clay. There's two different methods for wedging clay or blending it back together. One of them is like kneading bread. It's called the ram's head method. So I'm just going to kind of pound this into a wider piece of clay using the base of my palm. And I'll kind of do this sideways. So just like kneading bread, I'm going to take this clay and I'm going to roll it forward, and then I'm going to pull it back on itself and continue to roll it forward, pull it back, roll it forward, pull it back. The reason they call this the ram's head method is because when you're all done, you have this funny looking shape, some kind of alien or creature or a ram with these horn-like projections. Now this is a method for wedging clay, and it's all right. I don't really care for it because it's hard to work with a shape like this when you're all done. If I were to cut this open, let me grab a wire and see how I did. I could slice this down the middle, and you can see there's no air bubbles, there's no seams. That was well blended, but that's just a weird shape to work with. So I'm going to show you another method, and it's the one I prefer to use. And usually I put newspaper down when I'm working, but when I'm wedging clay, it just kind of grabs the newspaper and picks it up and moves it. So I'll end up having to wipe this table down when I'm done. But I'm going to take these two pieces of clay, put them back together, and I'm going to kind of just smack this into a wide ice cream cone shape. A cone shape. This is the cone method of wedging clay. So I will take the clay with one of my hands, and I'm going to roll it forward. But as I do that, I'm going to hold the other end with my other hand and pull back. So I'm going to do this motion as I wedge the clay. So I'll roll it forward, pull it back, pick it up, turn it, roll it forward, pull it back. So it will look something like this. And you can see that that clay is starting to spiral. It'll spiral those seams right out. It'll move the air to the surface or out the top. And sometimes you can hear those little air bubbles popping as they come to the surface. So I'm pulling back with this hand here and pushing forward like this. If you don't hold your hand down low enough like this, you can get a long tail that will grow out and get away from you. So you got to keep your hand down as you roll forward. Now, this is a shape that's much more easy to work with. I can turn that into about anything. And if I want to check and see how I did, let's slice this way. No air bubbles, no seams. So that's how you wedge clay. And I prefer the cone method. The ram's head method works great too. Either of those will get you back and going again so you can start your next project.